Welcome to Horncastle Pool Fitness Suite. My name is George. I'm a lifestyle consultant across the Magna Vitae venues. Today I'm going to be taking you through the gym and the fitness suite and showing you how the equipment works, give you a bit of an insight to the equipment, exercises that we can do. Let's go. Okay, so when you enter the facilities, you need to make sure you have your MV card on you. To get yourself in, you're going to scan on the scanner for reception. If you're not booked in, just let them know you are going in for a session. You're going to make your way down the corridor to the fitness suite. So on your way to the gym, you'll see your fitness changing facilities. You have your male and your female fitness changing to your right hand side. If you do need any more accessible changing, they are down the bottom end to your left hand side. Okay, on your journey to the gym, you will find on the left-hand side of the building, you'll have your water fountain. It's just a short trip from the fitness suite on the right-hand side. Please make sure we are making use of it, filling up your water bottle, staying hydrated throughout your workout, in between and during your workout. Okay, so when you're in the gym, guys, you should make sure that we are wiping the equipment before and after use. All you need to do is grab a wipe. You only need one of them, pull apart, wipe a bit of equipment down. Once you are done, we can place it in the bin provided. Also, if you need any blue roll at all, you'll see them from the pulleys around the gym. Okay, so we are going to look at your cross trainer for the first bit of equipment. I would primarily suggest this as being a warm-up exercise, just on the basis that we are targeting our whole body. Okay, for the sake of your warm-up, we want to try and loosen up the body, loosen up the joints, loosen up the muscles, get ourselves warmer, a bit of oxygen around the body. So this is a good one to get started on. In regards to the machines, the cardio screens that we're going to look at, they pretty much all work and operate the same. So there's going to be no confusion, whether it's your bikes, your cross trainers, your treadmills, your hand cycle, your stepper, they all work the same. Okay. To get yourself on to your cross trainer, we have two foot plates. Make sure your feet go into the middle of the foot plate. Hold the handles if you wish. You've got the outside handles or the inside handles to hold on to. Once we are on, we can start in a forwards motion, and I'll suggest using the wider handles just to create a more all-body experience. If we struggle with balance, we can hold the inside ones just to give a bit more stability, and we can get ourselves moving on the cross trainer. Initially, when we start the movement, we need to do the movement just to get the screen powered up. Once the lights start to flash on the screen, you'll come to your main menu here. This is where we can get ourselves going. The most simple form to get yourself moving is just by pressing the quick start. Starts the movement. We then have your time, your distance and your calories, with your wattage, with your power and your speed on the right. For the sake of a warm-up, I'll suggest anywhere between sort of 70 to 100 RPM. It's going to vary person to person. You can add on a bit of effort level just to try and get the heart rate up a little bit. And we want to be doing this warm-up element for around 5 to 10 minutes. Again, varies person to person. As soon as you feel as though you're ready to get going, we can do so. Okay, so we've now worked our way to the front of the gym. We have a variety of different bikes, two seated bikes in question. We have what we call an upright cycle, and we have what we call a recumbent cycle. Okay, the difference between the two, your upright cycle is like a standard bike position. Your recumbent cycle here offers a bit more support to the lower back, takes pressure off the knees and the hips. Rehabilitation, older demographic might find it a little bit better, rather than trying to climb over the bike, can be a better option for you. Okay. As we've touched upon in regards to the levers, the yellow sections on the bike will help us to adjust our seat positions. So we can adjust our backrest on this one, seat position on the other side, as well as these ones. We can go height of the seat, as well as strapping the feet in with the small ratchet system in place as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through the Techno Gym screens and how they work. They are very analog, so there's no digital aspects to them. No real confusion, they are quite simple. Once we get to grips with this one, they're all going to make sense because they all do work the same. So once you get yourself on, all the lights are going to be flashing, you're going to have the lights going around and the messages going across the screen. This is where we can set our workouts up however we choose, depends on what our aim is and what we're trying to achieve. Your simple aspect is getting yourself on and press and start. That will simply just get the screen on, start measuring what we're doing. If we want to be specific with what we want to do, if we have a goal in mind, they always tend to be either time related, distance or calories. You can select one of the top options. Once you select one, if I select time, stays red. I can then input using the keypad on the right hand side my time frame. If I say 10 minutes, press enter, it then starts my workout as a 10-minute workout. I can adjust my effort level and my speed with my legs accordingly. If I go back to the main menu, we also have some workout programs that are flashing in the green color here. Okay, these are a bit more technical to get yourself set up. Some of them require extra equipment, so things like heart rate monitors to work, which are things like your CPR button here. You do have profiles, which are set workouts which we can select. You can simply click onto this and they have a variety of different workout profiles every number that we do. So they all change, all vary. Some may look very familiar. So number 5, for example, is like a basic interval training where it's going to have a harder element and a rest. Again, a good one to get yourself set up on when you go on any machine is being on the profiles on number 5. Pressing enter, and you can choose all your different categories. So your time frame. We can also select the level that we are going to be working at. The higher the level, the harder this workout is going to be. So with your main menu, you can choose between your goals at the top or a preset program, or quite simply press start and get yourself moving from there. Okay, so we're now going to take a look at your treadmill. We are just going to go through some safety features first, just before we get started. That primarily equates around the safety clip on the treadmill. Okay, this is not a necessity for your workout. It's just a safety feature. If you do get in any trouble, it can simply stop the machine. With the clip in question, you can clip it to the bottom of your t-shirt. What will simply happen if we get too far back and we start to get in any trouble, it will pull on the emergency stop and cut out the machine. Okay, so we always try and encourage people to use them. Again, as I mentioned, it's not a necessity to work with the treadmill. Okay, if it's not something we want to use, we can keep it clipped up. We just ask that you stay nice and close to the front of the machine. In case we get in any trouble, we are close to the emergency stop, which we can press and stop the machine as well. Okay, as we've touched upon throughout the introduction video today, these screens all work the same. Okay, these all stay on, so the lights are already on. To get yourself set up and working on these ones, all you simply do is press start, and it's going to start moving quite quickly. So just be prepared for the belt to start moving as soon as we press that start button. Okay, this is the slowest that I'm going to move on the treadmill. Okay, so it's at 0.4 of a kilometer. Again, to adjust those, we can use the plus and minus on the screen. Again, we can do the same for your gradient, which is your hill aspect, but we can also use these two levers as well. So this one on my right hand side is my speed. I can flick that forwards to increase the speed. I can pull it back to reduce. I can do the same with my gradient on the left and my hills. I can simply add a hill and a percentage of gradient on the left hand side, pull it back to bring that back down. Okay, another safety feature that we have as well is with the levers, we just need to be careful when we are adjusting our speeds. If I push and I hold it forwards, the speed will jump up really, really quickly, and it could potentially cut you off guard. Okay, so we need to be careful when we are adjusting speeds. If we do hold it, it's going to jump up really quickly. So I suggest when we do the speed increase, we go for a bit of a tap approach with the plus, or we are flicking the lever forwards to get ourselves to a most comfortable speed forwards. Okay, once you are done with the machine, we can press the stop button or the cool down button. Again, this will put us through a generic cool down just to get ourselves winding down, bringing the heart rate back down to a bit of a normal level, to which when we can stop the workout, grab a wipe it down, and move on to our next exercise. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few safety features that we have on the Techno equipment that we use. This is what we call Techno Pin Select. All the bits of resistance machines that we have come with this yellow pin. To simply adjust your weight, you slide the pin out, go into the weight that we need, slide it all the way till it touches, and it's locked into place. Okay, what we also have are these little handles. Okay, they're yellow, so anything that is yellow on a bit of equipment is something we can adjust. So whether it's a seat, a handle, a lever, that pin as well for the weights, we can use it to adjust. So simply with your seat, we can squeeze the lever and pull it up, goes onto the runner, and it comes up and down. So we adjust our start position where we need to be, let go to lock into place, machine is ready for use. If we still do struggle, we have a small placard here. It shows you the name of the exercise that we have. We also have the adjustments of your handle for your seats, start and end position and the muscles that we are going to be working through the exercise as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you the leg press machine. This is a compound movement which we use to work our leg muscles, primarily your quads and your glutes, so the muscle in the front of your legs and your bum basically. To get yourself on the machine, we're going to step onto the machine, lower ourselves into the seat. You want to make sure your hips go right into the crease of the seat. We want to try and shape and mold our spine to the shape of the seat. To get ourselves into position, we need to use these little lines on the foot plate to help us with our feet position. For me, I would say around the third or fourth line from the top is where we want to place our feet. We want to make sure our hips and our back stay flat to the seat. So using that lever, I can use it to adjust my seat position, toes in line, sort of hip width apart with your feet stance. I'm going to want to get myself down to roughly about 90 degrees in my legs. So I have that 90-degree angle in my legs. Once I'm set, I've got my chosen weight using the pin. I can get myself into position, hold onto the handles if I wish. Keep the feet flat, big push into the pad. We push away, nice and slow. We extend the legs to near full extension. So we don't want to lock the knee joint. We want to make sure we keep a small bend in the knee at all times. 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Near full extension with the legs. Keeping the tension on the quads at all times. Once we are done, bring the weight all the way back down to your start position. Lever to push away, extend. And we can dismount the leg press once we are done. Okay, so we're now going to look at your chest press. This is again a compound movement, going to work your chest muscles and the front of your shoulders. In regards to setup on this, we can use your placard as a way to assist. It does show you sort of your seat position, where we should be positioned on the machine itself. What we're looking for are these handles to go through your sort of chest line. So when we take a seat on the machine, we want to make sure the handles are going to be going through the chest. Okay, if they're not, we can use the handle in between the legs, simply pull and adjust the hydraulic seat to get ourselves into position. Okay, we also have handle positions. So there are 3 positions that we have. I'm currently sat in the middle position. Okay, this is pretty normal for a lot of people. If we don't have very good range and I can't quite get my arms back, I can simply pull the pin down and bring them forwards. If I want to try and work myself a little bit more, I could actually take them further back to increase my range of motion and make me work that a little bit harder. Okay, I'm going to choose that pin select, choose my weight in question, slide in, lock into play, then I can complete the movement. So I'm going to get an overhand grip of the handles sort of in the middle. I'm going to take a nice big pinch of the shoulder blades, going to take a big push forwards, extend my arms to near full extension, so I'm going to keep a little bend in my elbows, coming back, pinching the elbows back, shoulder blades together without putting the weight down. Nice slow tempo, so a couple of seconds push in, couple of seconds on the release. Nice slow tempo with the movement. Good thing about these machines as well is we can actually do one at a time. So if you wanted to try and enhance your training, try something new, a little bit different, we could actually push the weight through one side at a time. Okay, so for the training aspects and weight I'm using, I'm currently set on 40 kilos. Okay, if I was to push both handles together, that 40 kilos transfers through both handles. As soon as I go to one handle, it's now pushing all of that weight through one side. So if I just go with my right side only, I'm now pushing that full 40 kilos through my right hand side. If I bring the left one into play, it's now transferred back and going through both handles. This will be the same across a variety of machines in the gym. They offer this sort of bilateral and unilateral movement to make it easier or harder. Okay, so next exercise we're going to look at is your low row. Again, this is an exercise designed to target your back muscles, primarily your lats, which run down the side of your back. Setup on this one can vary from person to person, also sort of in regards to gender based as well. Okay, females got to be a bit more protective of the breastbone. It's a little bit more brittle than what the male chest bone is as well, so that can also vary in regards to chest position, as well as things like pregnancy can also play effects as well. Okay, setting yourself up, we have your adjustment levers on the back of the seat again, which I can adjust my hydraulic seat. What I am looking for is this chest pad to go directly between my chest bone. Okay, again, being more female aspect based, we want to be looking a little bit lower down so we're not putting pressure on that breastbone. Okay, so if I was to take a seat, initially that pad wants to go in between my chest. Okay, if I lean into it, I've got a lot of room to play with. I'm not going to get a good range of motion. So what I can also do is adjust this chest pad to make my arm levers reach towards the handles a little bit more. Okay, what I don't want to do is overreach and struggle. Okay, what I want is a fingertip reach to the handles, just so I have a little bit of range of motion, and I'm not going to put the weight down through the exercise as well. Okay, set the weight accordingly again, use that pin select, choose the weight into play, and we can get going from there. So I can take that reach forward, I can grab hold of the handles, making sure my chest stays in contact with that pad, my back stays nice and tall. I'm going to retract my shoulders back, pinch my shoulder blades together, full release of the arms, so making sure they shrug forward, and we're just simply going to let our arms move around us. Okay, yes, we have all of that weight going through both handles, but if you want that sort of one arm row element, similar to like a dumbbell movement, you have a handle underneath here I can simply hold on to. I can then use my other hand to grip the handle. I'm going to focus more of a one-sided row. So again, well, as we've mentioned with the chest press, I'm using 50 kilos with both arms. Once I start using one side, that full 50 kilos goes through that same side as well. Okay, so the main important aspect is this chest pad, where we position it, as well as the function of the movement. Okay, so this is your main dumbbell free weight area. Okay, we have 3 benches in question, dumbbells ranging from all the way from 1 kilos all the way up to 50 kilos on the dumbbell racks. It's also your floor space as well, so you can use your mats to plug yourself down if you want to do any floor-based exercises, as well as using your range of free bars and other bits of equipment, so things like your kettlebells, your slam balls can be used all in this area. The transfer of floor does change as well, so we have the black matting on the floor is a bit softer, so again, using your slam balls, dropping equipment can be done on this part if you want to use anything heavy, but primarily this is your weight area. Again, in front of the mirrors, range of equipment for use. Again, if you have any questions, come and find one of the instructors and we'll be able to help you out with how we can work with them. Okay, so we're now over at your DAP, or your dual adjustable pulley. This can be used for upper body, lower body rotation movements, whether it's push or pull. Simply with your movement, we can actually use it as a single station on one side, or we can combine the two together and use both elements. Okay, to set yourself up, we have these little pulleys. Again, with the yellow clip on, we can simply push or pull that lever and it slides on the runner, and it's simply release to lock into place. Okay, so depending on the movements that we are doing will depend on the position of your handle. These can be seen on your little placards that we have on the machine as well. So on this side, we have your upper body movements. On this side, we have lower body and trunk or core exercises. Okay, these give you a brief overlook as to where your positioning should be for your handles, gives you a brief idea where they should be placed. Okay, all attachments on this machine can be found in the 2 pockets at the bottom, as well as your shelving units at the back. Everything will simply clip on and off with these carabiners. Okay, so you simply use the carabiner, clips into play, and it's ready for use. Okay, so this one is set up with a small handle, which we could simply use as a row exercise. Okay, so an upper body exercise, as we can do it as a bit of a staggered stance with our positioning, opposite foot forward with our hand, and we can simply use it as a bit of a row movement with the exercise, which can actually be brought into play with a kneeling position if we want a bit more core stability, just to help us work a little bit more, keeps us a bit more stable, and we can actually work the muscle a little bit better as well. Okay, so again, with your dual adjustable pulley as a single element, we can use as a double element as well. Adjustment with that yellow lever to get your height into position. Attachment simply clip on and off. Again, any struggles with this, come and find an instructor. We can talk through exercises on here or other exercises that may benefit you as well. Thank you for watching this introduction video, guys. Hope you did find it very useful in regards to the fitness suite and how we can access it. If you need any further assistance, you can book in for an introduction via the reception or online. Any further help you need, you can actually book in for a personal program, which is included in your membership price. This can be a tailored workout specifically for you to help you with your needs and your goals. Anything else you need on site, you can find one of the instructors to help you out. Any further workouts, exercises in the gym.